What is up, Star Wars fans? Welcome to the Star Wars Stop. The guesswork, the speculation, and the leaks are over. We officially have a community transmission telling us who the voice actors will be for the upcoming Clone Wars heroes to Star Wars Battlefront 2. Of course, Anakin, Obi-Wan, Count Dooku, and General Grievous. Moreover, we actually have a lot of the voice lines that they will be saying in-game. So, without any further ado, let's get into this. If you're new here, be sure to rate, like, comment, subscribe so we've done tons and tons of Star Wars content. So, first and foremost, in the transmission, it is stated that basically a lot of these lines that they decided on for these upcoming Clone Wars heroes were coming from our focused feedback. You may remember a while back they asked us to give our feedback on what voice lines we would like to see for these heroes. And we actually gave some pretty damn good suggestions, I must say, because things popped up like this example right here, this line for Grievous. Your screams are music to my audio receptors. That was a community feedback line, and the team over at DICE saw, they're like, oh hell yeah, that's a great line. Another great one was for Obi-Wan Kenobi. He says, when I cut you in half, I should aim for your neck instead. Like, these are just great lines that probably would have gone under the radar if we weren't so vocal and pointing them out to the devs. So that's awesome. Now, getting into the voice actors for Obi-Wan, obviously I think everyone was expecting this. We're going to get James Arnold Taylor. He's been the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi for so long now. I'm talking all the way back to the original Battlefront, Revenge of the Sith game. I mean, the Clone Wars animated series. This guy's got the biggest Obi-Wan resume on the planet. So, yeah, it's no Ewan McGregor. I think no one can probably recreate Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan Kenobi, but if anyone comes close and actually does a hell of a job at doing it, it's James Arnold Taylor. Now, for General Grievous, we will be getting Matthew Wood, which is awesome because I found it very interesting. Apparently, this guy, not only does he do the voice for General Grievous, he does the editing on the voice itself. He does the post-processing work to make it sound like General Grievous. So this man knows what he's doing. Now, it's important to note that this guy was playing the voice of General Grievous not only in the Clone Wars animated series, but he was also the voice of General Grievous in the Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith, the movie itself. So this guy is like, I mean, it couldn't get much better than getting this guy. So yeah, and again, he does the actual editing on his voice after it's recorded. It's not like he records his voice, hands it off to developers, and leaves it to them to make it sound like General Grievous. This man's been doing it himself, so that's really awesome. That's a nice touch there. Now, for Anakin Skywalker, obviously we are going to be getting Matt Lanter. Now, Matt Lanter was the guy that did the voice of Anakin in Star Wars Rebels, Clone Wars animated series, and that's cool. I mean, like, I think a lot of people, obviously he was great in Clone Wars, but a lot of people are going to be, that haven't seen the Clone Wars, might be a little bit disappointed because Matt Lanter, while I would say that James Arnold Taylor really tries to sound a lot like Obi-Wan, not exactly like Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan, but he takes a lot of hints of it. Matt Lanter sounds very different from Hayden Christensen's portrayal of Anakin in the Clone Wars TV series. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to coach him to sound more like the Anakin we hear in, let's say Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, but I'm honestly fine either way just because I'm a fan of the Clone Wars animated series, but I know that people that are not fans of the Clone Wars animated series or have not watched the Clone Wars animated series might be a little bit surprised when they hear this voice act. They might be like, that doesn't sound like Anakin, so just letting you know right now. Now, getting into the next one, Count Dooku. So Count Dooku, we will also be getting Corey Burton. Corey Burton was the voice of Count Dooku in the Clone Wars animated series, and so yeah, that's awesome. I mean, he did a hell of a job. I actually really liked his work. Now, again, you might be a little bit surprised if you did not watch, the Clone Wars animated series, because while he does sound like Count Dooku, he does not sound 100% like Count Dooku did in the movies. So it seems like they're really going after the Clone Wars vibe, just like they did with the standard clone trooper in the game. You might notice that the standard clone trooper in the game is also voiced by the guy that did it in the Clone Wars animated series. And people were very receptive and very cool with that. So I don't see why they would be mad about this, to be honest with you. Anyways, getting to the fun part, we're going to talk about the lines. So here are the lines for General Grievous. You are a bold one. Your lightsabers will make a fine addition to my collection. You must realize you are doomed. I wield great power, Jedi fool. I like that one. The story of Obi-Wan ends here. Make peace with the Force now, for this is your final outing. Your screams are like music to my audio receptors. That's got to be the best one. And this one is sick. The Kaleesh are not known for their mercy. That is awesome. If you didn't know, Kaleesh is General Grievous's species. That's where, you know, he's from this planet, Kali. I think it's in the canon lore. It might be Legends now, I'm not too sure. But yeah, he's a Kaleesh. And then for Obi-Wan, he will be saying, hello there, obviously. So uncivilized, obviously. And why do I get the feeling you're going to be the death of me? That's awesome. I hope he says that when Anakin is around. When I cut you in half, I should aim for your neck instead. Also a great line. I'm sure he's talking about Darth Maul there. You haven't exactly impressed me today. That's going to be a funny one to use when you're trolling people. The strongest defense is a swift and decisive offense. That's from the Clone Wars animated series. I understand you've had some troubles recently. Ugh, like bathing in a lake of venom mites. Alright, so that's pretty cool. They got most of the ones that we wanted. So yeah, so then, and again, important to note that next week we'll be getting a special community transmission just for General Grievous with a lot of information about him, his star cards, his abilities, his emotes, his appearances, so I'm super excited for that. The other thing to keep in mind is that today we will also be getting a more behind the scenes look of this voice acting potentially on the Star Wars show. If you didn't know, the Star Wars show is a show that comes on every week on YouTube on the Star Wars official YouTube channel. So yeah, guys, a lot of information there, but I am super excited. The hype is finally starting to come in. I know that a lot of people are getting disappointed that we're basically nearing the end of the month of General Grievous, and we really hadn't had a lot of information yet, but here we go. Here's a big heaping dose of information. We finally have confirmation on who the voice actors are. We have confirmation on what their dialogue is going to be, and I don't think I could be any more excited than I am right now to play General Grievous and Obi-Wan. It's going to be a blast. Other than that, guys, be sure to rate, like, comment, and subscribe. Stay up to date on tons and tons of Star Wars content, and I hope to see you in the next video. Have an awesome day.